Hey guys, Kate here, and welcome back to the Shark Bites podcast. Today we're going to be talking about the dark side of the fandom.
With the Juivi, the Ahina arc.
So, I'll go first. I guess I'll start with the oldest one first. I don't know if you've heard of Kiro the Wolf. Almost everybody has talked about him by now. Do you know who he is?
Only by mention.
A year ago, he was a really popular fursuiter slash YouTuber, and I guess what happened was screenshots and some other video content was leaked of him basically raping his dog.
Disgusting.
Him and his family dog. It was pretty big stuff because he was very popular. He had been on Shane Dawson's channel on YouTube and Majira and some of the other furry YouTubers. He was pretty popular.
How did that material wind up on his computer? Was he recording it?
Yeah, someone was recording it. They don't know if he was recording it, but basically, he was uploading it, and he was part of a forum. I forgot what it's called, but he was part of a couple forums and, a Telegram chat, some other sites that were, bestiality and animal abuse and stuff.
These shadows, the experiences I've had lately by the thousandfold.
I told you these were real. Basically, there's been a lot of videos on people basically proving that he did this, and I believe them. I don't think there's any question that he actually did this. He was trying to clear his name, but the evidence was damning, so the police were called to his house. What ended up happening is basically the police couldn't get anything to charge him with because his parents nor him were cooperating. I guess it depends on what state you live in, but in some states animal abuse is a misdemeanor, and then in other states it's a felony.
Disgusting.
So they ended up dropping the case, and the dog that was in the videos actually passed away. So, sometime last year, I think it was.
The justice system needs some serious reforms.
But he's still, under police surveillance. You can find details of the case, almost everywhere now.
That should happen to him. And if you ask me, it's even a bit too lax.
Yeah, I do agree that they didn't really look into it as much as they should have. But I think as it stands now, he is under police surveillance. So, if he buys another dog or, adopts another dog, they're gonna be looking at him closely. And he was actually unveiled to be part of this big, animal abuse ring, is what I've been calling it. Basically, there was a bunch of other people like him, but worse. So, this next story was one that was on Twitter, and it was an actual police report. I think I might have told you about it, I can't remember. But two people that were, I wouldn't say well-known, but they had a following in the fandom, they actually committed murder.
Oh, God.
Yeah, Lockjaw Arts and Blackcraft Witch, I think they're both in jail right now.
Tell me about it. Who did they murder and why?
Well, from what I understood from the case, they were on dating sites, luring people through dating sites.
And murdering them?
Their victim, they robbed him and killed him.
Oh, wait, so they essentially robbed people, and so this was a botched robbery?
It wasn't botched, they wanted to kill him. That was part of the plan.
Oh, God.
It was premeditated. How the police even found out about it was the girlfriend of the guy that actually killed the person was bragging about it to a friend of hers.
I have no words.
And then they called the police. I don't know if they found the body or not. Their Twitter page and all of their social media is either deleted or on hold, frozen, because they're in jail.
I'm glad that they got what was coming to them?
The last case was really recent, like a couple days ago. I found out about it. It might have been going on before that and I just didn't know. But Dub Mutt is a popular fursuit maker. I had actually, fun fact, I had actually commissioned her like 3 years ago to make like art of my Sona. And
Oh God.
when I talked to her, she seemed like a very nice person. Like, it was fine. You know, I got what I wanted and everything. I guess what had been going on with Dubmutt was they were scamming people out of large sums of money, either through fursuits or like lying about their financial situation for money.
Disgusting.
Apparently they've been trying to out her for a few years now, like what's really going on. A few people have tried to sue her, and I don't know if anything ever became of that. She's basically not contacting anyone. She's blocked everybody on social media and has not apologized or said anything about it and still has the money. It was something like thousands of dollars from commissions.
Let me get this straight. Why aren't they? Why is there no prosecution ongoing? She wasn't charged.
I don't know if they have enough evidence. She wasn't charged or arrested for anything, but people have taken her to court or they're trying to. But I don't know what the verdict on those cases were, like if they settled. She is under like scrutiny over stealing money from people. A couple people pointed out that on her social media, like she would be lying about her financial situation, saying like she needed money to like pay rent and all this other stuff. At the same time, this is the best part, not, but you know, she started posting pictures of like luxury items that she was buying and like mods to her car and like other stuff that she was buying with other people's money, basically.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, so it's understandable why people are trying to sue her over this, but I was really surprised because when I talked to her briefly, you know, I didn't get that vibe, but I mean, that goes to show you that you don't really know people
You're
online.
right.
So those are all the cases that I had heard about. What were you going to share?
Well, what I was going to share is nothing compared with what you were just shared me. Just that I recently came in contact with the darker side of the fandom, and I was pretty shocked, honestly, that it's so endemic. Like, I don't know, this causes me an emotional response that is pretty harsh and clouds more thoughtful, my more thoughtful aspect. So take me with a grain of salt on this.
But you can't say the F word.
Of course,
Okay.
I can't say furry.
You can say furry.
I'm one who defines himself as liberal. I think that as long as it's virtual, you can do pretty much whatever you like until you. But that should be limited to when you start affecting other people. When you do that, that's where I think that you should stop and think about it.
You mean
Besides,
influencing other people?
yes, and besides, I think that another limit should be when you start making fetishes out of things that are bad, and they're not saying bad in a relative way, bad,
You
such
mean
as pedophilia,
criminal?
rape. When you start making fetishes out of that, I think you should start. You shouldn't be so lighthearted about it, even if it's fake.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Other, aside from the rest, you can do whatever you like, but you should. I think there should be always a mindfulness, which I've seen partially in the furry fandom, but there is a lot of road ahead.
If it starts like crossing that line between becoming a criminal, I think people should really think about it and get help for it.
I am of the opinion that you should start thinking about it much sooner than that.
Yeah, what are some of the examples of things that you've seen online that are questionable?
Cab rape. having these kind of things, in my opinion, isn't good and should be restricted. I
There,
mean, if you want to use it as a plot device to make a super dark universe like Warhammer 40k or something like that for narrative purposes, then be my guest. Otherwise, I would be concerned.
what cub rape is.
Well, essentially, in the Furry Fandom, it's when you force sexual intercourse on a cab.
So, like, art depicting that?
Yes. Sorry if I was a bit confused with my explanation. It's just that I kind of get emotional when it comes to this. I love the Furry Fandom, but there is a lot of room for improvement.
So what's another example besides that you've seen?
I guess torture, fetishized torture, and that's pretty much it. Maybe also probably rape too. Artistic depictions of that for fetishism. Like I said, I think these things could be used artistically, but not for a fetish.
Well, and especially if you're influencing other people, that can be very dangerous.
In my case, it's especially when you go influencing other people who have been exposed to this kind of experiences in real life, and that can cause a chain reaction.
And we'd like to reiterate that there's always going to be criminals and crazy people in every fandom, not just the furry fandom.
That's true, of course.
I mean, you know, anybody could be anybody online or otherwise.
Yeah. Though that's in the good and in the bad. The furry fandom really isn't that much different from other places.
Since we're talking about the dark side of the fandom, a couple of my friends brought a post to light recently. I don't know if you've seen it, but
which one?
It's kind of humorous but also scary, I guess.
Would you mind sharing it?
There's a fursuiter that they've been calling the carpet sample fursuiter.
Wait, why?
Well, there's a photo online, and there's been YouTube videos on it and stuff. I'm not going to be covering it other than a little bit in this podcast, but this guy apparently made a fursuit out of stuffed animals that he had sex with, and he wore it to conventions like in the early 2000s. Some people have had run-ins with this guy, and like he said some pretty disturbing things. This one person said that they ran into him at a con, and the guy was like following them around like at night outside of the con.
Did you ask them to hug them?
No, he was just like watching them. It was creepy.
Well, I don't have enough of a degree in this aspect to be of any help. I can just say I have no words aside from why.
If you're interested in this story, I guess I can put a link in the description.
You might as well do that. When you face what I saw in the fandom, this is nothing.
There are people like that in the fandom. Like, this guy, I think he might have been charged with pedophilia. I'm not 100% sure, but he had been posting a lot of, like, creepy comments and stuff on, I don't know if it was, like, Reddit or something, but yeah. It's pretty messed up. I'm pretty sure he's a criminal. Like, he's been charged for stuff.
This is...
He's also been banned from cons.
That's good. I think that's the least to be done.
Yeah.
When you go online, remember that you always end up affecting other people. So, be mindful.
Thank you, I agree. I know this podcast was a little more, how should we...
Dark?
Dark, yeah, than my usual stuff, but I've been wanting to talk about this with somebody for a while now. But yeah, thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll see you next time.
See ya!